got hammers like West Ham taxmen. You don't wanna see the gang vex, man. Pull up in 2-litre dingers and press back.
Selling black, going ham in West like Declan Rice. Doing like popcorn, everything nice. Whoa.
Well. I have to say, I'm surprised that people are surprised that we have got to an hour remaining and West Ham have signed nobody. This is why I don't make speculation videos. This is why I don't, we're linked to him, her, them, everyone and their auntie. And for me, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of breath. And realistically, if we were going to make any significant signings, they would have been done on the 1st, 2nd, 3rd of January. I'm not surprised. A little disappointed, and I'm thinking, our predicament, us, faltering in the league, we might as well go for it in the Europa. I said this a long time ago, and to do that, let's get in a few quality signings and give the Europa League a push. This show is not, luckily, it's not about just West Ham, because we would have nothing to talk about. It's about generally all of the transfers and all of that across the Premier League, and maybe a few across Europe. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring Cams in. I'm going to remove myself. We're going to let him speak. We've got a few guests coming on and all that. And yeah, we'll just look at the transfer window as a whole. But I'm surprised that some people are surprised. That's my motto for today, is that I don't know what we expected. And yeah, it's just, you've got new investment in Daniel Krasinski. Nothing seems to have changed. And we can all say it's Moyes being stubborn or it's the board not spending it. But between everybody, not one signing that's come through the door. Disappointing. Right, let me bring Cams in. I want to hear what Cam's got to say, but I'm going to leave, let him have his say, and then we'll come back. We will have some guests coming and all of that. So Cams is coming in. I'm going to come out. Then we're going to, come back on together.
Yes, boys. No, first of all, I've got no chewing gum this time, so I apologise. Okay. Second of all, it's been a bad day, and let's be honest with you. I'm not really surprised. Like, second week of January, people were saying we're not getting any signings in, and now we're an hour away from the window closing, and I'm just disappointed. I'll be honest with you. I'm not really surprised, but I'm disappointed. Like Tish just said, we've had no investment and all that. There was money there to spend. We were throwing stupid bids at people like Rafinha and Calvin Phillips, or unless that was just a cover story, which is something else that I've heard. A little distraction to say that we're not really interested, or whatever it was. But like I said, I'm disappointed. We were linked with a good few players as well, and Coletta Carr looked really good. I wanted to see him in West Ham colours. I really want to see him. It's like I said, I'm disappointed. When Lingard spiked up as well, I had a little bit of hope as well. I'd have been happy to have just signed Lingard today and then gone without any other signings, to be honest with you. But there's positions that we need filling. It's 388 days since we signed Haller, and he hasn't been replaced. We need a striker badly. When are we going to get one? It's been going on for too long now. And Antonio again. We're relying on Antonio, who's not a recognised striker. He's not an out-and-out striker, is he? He's a David Moyes makeshift striker. And you can see that when you watch him. We're literally a hamstring away to having zero strikers, zero first-team strikers. And we're all disappointed yet again. And I'm just waiting an hour and 5 minutes, let's say. We'll have that tweet from David Gold. We tried. Literally just a matter of time. I'm waiting for it. But like I said, I'm just disappointed. Not surprised, really. Just really, really disappointed. David Moyes should have stuck his neck out for us. And today was the last day. All right.
Listen. So, clearly, I've put more effort in this graphics than West Ham have done to sign anybody. And yeah, it's let me get to the comments quickly, actually, because I see 1 second. Right, we put them on the screen. Hammerhead, thank you for joining. As always, Moyes and GSB out. I'm sick of this shit. I'm definitely sick of it too. I wasn't, like I said, I'm not too surprised. But if I'm being honest, if I'm and not try and be like, yeah, I knew this was coming, I did expect at least one significant signing through the door. So I'm not going to lie and say I knew this. it's shocking. Like seriously, Disabled Team. Hi everyone, thank you for joining. Disabled Team. Luke, evening lady Luke, and he says I have been talking to an ITK and Mbappe will sign in the next 20 minutes. Yeah, he's gonna sign his
we've expanded Dembele as well. Dembele coming.
Yeah, Mbappe's gonna sign his new Virgin Media broadband contract in a minute. That's what he means, right? So like I said, is this show is about just generally the transfer window, and you know, I think once we touch on certain clubs, it's gonna maybe piss us off a little bit more. Like, okay, so they signed him, they've signed him. You understand? So it might raise the frustration levels as to the deals that have been done. So this is where the people in the chat can come in handy and you know, have their input. Is let us know about certain signings. I know that I know it's not Premier League, but I think Aaron Ramsey is almost, or if he hasn't already, he's going to sign for Rangers.
It's signed.
That's done already. I want to know what you lot was expecting, genuinely expecting in the chat, and because I even said, listen, if we get Lingard, I'm not satisfied with that, because for me that's the easy option. You understand? Like, and even you get Lingard at the final hour. That's embarrassing. So I wouldn't have even been satisfied with just Lingard, because I think, come on, man, we got to push the boat out a bit more. I said already, we could have done 3 or 4 loan signings. You know, if the funds is not there, or you know, you don't know what competition are going to be next year. At least get some significant loan signings. Nothing has been done. Zero, nada. Here we go. Luke says Mbappe today and Haaland in the summer. Seriously, lads. We can only dream, Luke. So, like, realistically, Cams, yeah, what was you expecting? Like on January the 1st, what was you expecting?
A striker. From the 1st of January, I never really expected much apart from a striker, literally.
So
towards the end of the window, when I was starting to get interested in links and whatever, because I try to stay away from it all. I don't really bother with rumours, but this window felt like an important one, and we just never bothered, did we?
Your thing's behind as well. You're lagging a bit. People in the chat, what was you expecting?
Yeah.
What was you expecting us to do? Like, be honest. Like, you know, as an individual, what was you expecting was going to happen in January, and when was you expecting it? Not what should have happened. What was you lot expecting? Right, let me we've got somebody's coming in soon, and you know, they're not West Ham, but they're in the same boat as us, just as frustrated as us. So yeah, we're going to get a perspective from another club that hasn't done any business in this window. More than nothing. You know, that's a fair point, Luke, because I have to echo that, right? I wasn't getting excited, but I was expecting something. Even if it was one signing, I was expecting something because of our predicament, I'm going to call it. Our slide in the league. The chasing pack is coming. The chasing pack is strengthening. You look at Aston Villa. You look at Everton now. You know, they've changed the manager. I'm hearing that Dele Alli they're looking to sign him on a permanent. Could be done already. Look, let me know. I will check this now while we're on air. One sec. Everton have signed. Who else did they sign? So they've got Lampard. They've got I think Dele Alli they're looking to sign. 1 second. Budgie, evening guys. I'll be with you soon. Just having a shower. Thank you, Budgie. 1 second. Cam.
Yo, so I'm really lagging me, I think. It's my bad.
Why don't you 1 second. Why don't you try leave and come back, Cam? See if that works. Like completely leave.
Yeah.
What we got here? Hey, Kieran. Good morning for you in Australia. Kieran will be coming on shortly, guys. Budgie will be coming on shortly. Stuart will be coming on shortly. I think I've got Chelsea, one of our coaches, Ben, he might be coming on. Yeah, so we wanted to mix it up, and you know, thankfully this is not about West Ham's transfer window, because we would speak for all of 2 minutes. Yeah, nothing done. See you later. Bye. 30 seconds actually. So yeah, we're just as a whole, we'll look at what's going on. But like I said, people in the chat, let me know deals that have been done, deals that we can touch upon, and you know, I think that the people that are chasing us are strengthening, and all the while we haven't strengthened at all. You look at the likes of Newcastle. I'm not putting them. They're not in for this season. They're not going to come near us. But they managed to sign Chris Wood from a direct rival in Burnley, 25 mil. Yeah, I know they got money, but they're spending it, you know, wisely. Look, let's weaken Burnley. They are our threat in this current moment. They took their striker in Chris Wood, 25 mil. They've signed a Bruno Guimaraes, who is a Brazilian international from Lyon. I know that he had clubs after him, and clearly they've convinced him about the project at Newcastle. I think they've signed or will sign Dan Burn from Brighton, left-footed, left-sided centre-back for about 10 mil. And we could have done with a left-sided Okay, one sec. Cams?
It's much better. Yeah, I think that's much better.
Is that better now?
Sounds good.
Yeah, who else has Newcastle signed? So Dan Burn, Guimaraes, Bruno Guimaraes. They've got Chris Wood. They signed Kieran Trippier. Who else have they signed? So all the while. Oh, sorry. Who else, Cams, of Newcastle? Cams, let me know about some signings, please. Like just generally in the Premier League. One sec.
I'm not sure if there was any more. I can't remember. You know.
Man City have signed that Alvarez, who's meant, you know, they're building him up as the new Aguero or whatever. But I think they spent 17 mil. And, you know, if he is that good, and generally, you know, their scouting network works for them. Every player they sign normally, generally, does well. So why was we not in for someone like that? That's what I'm saying to you, as a striker. And I heard we were, but it's all, you know, phantom bids and frivolous news and all of that stuff. Yeah, that's another thing, you look. So we was linked to all of these players, yeah? And then the Calvin Phillips and the Rafinha one, 50 mil, 50 mil. When we all know, we must know, and people made videos about this, and that's bullshit. That was never going to happen, right? It's just, you know, it just to try and trick the fans into, oh yeah, look, we tried and all that. And I think that's, you're better off just not doing anything than making these false bids and all that just to... Why would we spend 50 mil on those two? Why would we spend 100 mil on those two players when none of them are catering to what we need in a striker, a centre-back? Yeah, like that's the two main places for us, centre-back and striker. So why would you bid 100 mil for, you know, a right winger or attacking midfielder and a centre midfielder? Because it wasn't a genuine bid. It was just, you know, news, lip service. Cam, what did you think about those so-called bids?
I personally think it was a distraction to say we tried. Yep. Personally, that's what I've heard. You know what Sullivan's like. It's stupid. It was. I couldn't believe what I heard. I thought it was just bullshit when I first heard it, and then it turned out to actually be kind of true. And I was more shocked than anything. Rafinha was the first one that we heard about, and then Calvin Phillips pops out of nowhere as well. And apparently Phillips was before the Rafinha bid, which threw me off a bit. So I thought the whole thing was just bullshit. To be fair to you.
So look, Luke says Target as well. Yeah, where did Target go, Luke? Was that Newcastle or was that Villa? I think no. He went from Villa to. Where's Matt Target gone, Luke? Is he gone? If so, that's 5 signings for Newcastle. Right. So we have another perspective coming from a Leeds fan. You know, and before I bring him in, as far as I know, they've signed nobody, and they've actually sent out Cody Drama on loan. So they've in fact lost a player during the window. Let me bring him in. Let's go here. And let's go here.
Morning, boys.
How you doing? Nope.
What a transfer window.
It's been good, honestly. Very
what a transfer window. Crazy. I don't get it. I still don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't get it. As a Leeds fan, we need the players in to replace the ones who were injured.
Yep.
We have done it. In fact, we've weakened the side.
Yeah.
And as a West Ham fan, I'd expect players to be brought in if you're challenging for Europe.
Exactly.
Neither side's done anything, and I don't understand it. I don't get why. It's I feel deflated. I feel like an egg in a frying pan. Honest to God, I do.
So, what did you think of West Ham's bid for Rafinha and Calvin Phillips?
I think GSP thought we were still in Championship or League One or something, and thought we'd just roll over. Do you know what I mean? I'm honest to God, I think they must have got us confused with Luton or something. You know what I mean? The cheek of it's happening with all clubs, isn't it? It's happening with all clubs, but the cheek of these owners nowadays trying to get out for now.
Yep.
We weren't going to let Rafinha and Phillips go anyway. And besides that, Phillips is still injured.
Yeah, exactly.
So he wouldn't even request the medical.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So come on, man, you're not going to break our transfer record for someone who's still injured and out until March. So I think it was nonsense.
I just can't. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. You know what I mean? I don't get it. I thought you might have at least brought one or two players in. I thought Lingard might have been brought in, and I also thought you might have gone for a striker. I thought Moyes had enough time to find that striker now. I mean, is it 2.5 windows?
Yeah.
And he still can't find that striker he wants.
Exactly. So I just think that, centre back is a and has been a problem since Ogbono was confirmed injured. And whether Moyes is being stubborn on a striker is, at the end of the day, you bring in loan signings to cover these players until they are back. Do you understand? And we finish the season as strong as possible. With what we've done and with what other clubs have done, we've put ourselves into a perilous position, I believe.
Who's at fault for this, Titch? Is it Moyes or is it the board?
And this is the thing. I don't know. And this is why it's hard to, pinpoint who's at fault. But like I said, Stuart, the predicament we're in, we need players in multiple positions. So if Moyes is reluctant to get a striker until all right, fine. But the centre-back is an issue. And generally, we just need more squad depth. So I think we can't pinpoint which one. And Hammerhead said right at the start, Moyes and GSB. And I think between them, that has to be the problem. But what is this Daniel Krasinski? What's he doing? Like, he's come in. I don't know if he's just to clear the debts or what. But when you get someone in who, who's got a bit of money, you expect, like Newcastle, okay, they're not in the same league in regards to money, but you still expect some money to be spent when it's needed to be spent. And that hasn't happened.
Well, every club's done business apart from Leeds and West Ham.
Do you know? Can you run through? We've done Newcastle. Who else do you know has made signings?
Well, Tottenham have let players go and brought players in, haven't they? I mean, to be fair, though, they did struggle to bring in some, lower league players. They didn't want to come to the club for some reason. I thought that was funny. So that's something to laugh about. But no, it's crazy, isn't it? I mean, it's the signed is I don't know how to pronounce his name. Jude de Kuzlowski and Ben Tucker.
Oh,
they're both Juventus players.
Yeah.
So apparently they signed them. So even they signed players.
Liverpool have poached that Luis from under the nose of Spurs. So Spurs was, in for him.
They signed Diaz, and I thought
Diaz. That's it.
For Origi.
Yeah, Diaz. Sorry, I said Luis.
They changed their minds from refusing to take offers. They changed their minds so willing to listen to offers over Origi as soon as they got Diaz in, and that was our chance. Everyone's been shouting.
Too late.
I was
okay. Look, all right. Let me get to the comments.
Everyone's been shouting Origi since the start of January, and
now it's too late. Right. So look, Luke Legend said yes. TDT, the man is a legend. Big up, brother. That's for you, Stuart.
Thanks, Luke.
Big Mally is in the house. Thank you for joining. Evening, lads, on this disappointing evening. Obviously, Big Mally, for those that don't know, is a Leeds United fan. And then Max from Arsenal TV. So disappointing with neither Arsenal nor West Ham signing anybody. See, I didn't even realise. So look, Arsenal, Leeds, and West Ham. No one. So you know, misery loves company. That's why we're all together at the minute, lads. Norwich haven't done any business. Okay, Norwich as well. And that's once again, that's quite surprising. But it's not surprising because they are probably thinking about next season in the Championship. And, you know, for them, it kind of makes sense that they went down. Did they come straight? They came straight back up, didn't they, this season? Yeah, they went down, came up. So,
yep.
I think, you know, when they realised they were going down last year, they done what they done. And this year, so I think theirs is more a business model. So, you know, different clubs have different strategies. So I probably understand why Norwich wouldn't do any business because, you know, they know they're probably going down.
Well, their model is their budget is the parachute payments, isn't it? Up and down.
Yeah. And to try and come back up again.
Budget.
Right, Harmony's in the house. Thank you for joining, my sexy streaker. Right, only 6 or 7 clubs have done any business in January. Don't know why anybody is interested, let alone concerned. I'll tell you why. This is from my point of view. Certain clubs need to make signings because of the position that they're in. And I don't mean the league, I just mean the squad position. West Ham is one of those. Now, Stuart, you can tell me about Leeds. Do you feel Leeds needed to sign players, and why did Leeds need to sign players?
Yeah, we definitely needed to sign players because look what problems we've had. We haven't been able to put a first team out. We'd have had a 15-year-old kid sat on bench for some games. Do you know what I mean? Because we can't field the first team. Now, if these players might be coming back, but what about if they get injured again?
Yeah.
You know, with our look at our run of injuries this season, it's not something new. It's been happening from day one of the season. So I think we did need to buy players in. Well, if not buy, loan, at least loan players in.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Arsenal, Man United haven't signed anybody, and Evening Lee. Okay, Big Mally. Is Lee in the house? Can't see his. Oh, he's there. Sorry. How you doing, Lee? I didn't even know he was there. I thought he was in the comments. I was like, Lee.
No, he sneaked in.
I've just realised why my thing wasn't, because when the comments are up, we don't take up the whole box. I was wondering. I've done all this yesterday, but it's because of that. Now where we should be. Lee, what are you saying then about Leeds' lack of transfers? Like no transfers. Are you happy?
No.
Angry, disappointed?
A bit angry because no players in.
They've still got players injured as well, by the way. It's not like all those players are suddenly fit again.
Yep.
We've still got players injured. Bamford's still injured. He's still out.
Right.
Crazy.
Right, people in the chat, because we know that Newcastle have signed 5 or 6 players. You know, update us on, because now there must be a few deals going through or potentially going through. So everybody in the chat, let us know what's going on. Villa signed. Who did they sign? Coutinho. They signed Luca Dean.
Yeah.
Who else did they sign? So even that's 2 for me is statement signings.
Callum Chambers was a surprise one, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, Callum Chambers has gone there, and whether he starts or not,
they let El Ghazi go on.
Where's he gone?
Coutinho to replace him. El Ghazi, Everton on loan.
Oh my days! And apparently, once again, we was semi-interested in El Ghazi as well. Right. Look,
considering they lost the manager, I don't think Everton have had a bad window at all.
Exactly, and then they've gained, you know, a manager. What do you lot think about them appointing Lampard? Do you think Lampard was lucky to get the job, or you know he's the right man for the job?
No, he was only man left, wasn't he? They went. I mean, it's a big step down going from him who left to go to Real Madrid. I forgot his name. Ancelotti.
Oh, yeah.
Ancelotti to Rafford to Lampard. It's a big step down, isn't it? It's backwards. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, there were players who I thought someone might have got him for, but apart from Brentford, Christian Eriksen.
Yep.
You know, they took a risk with him, but you know, he's unattached. He's free. Don't cost a penny.
He's gone to Brentford, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, hope it's HD.
He's the main man from Oz, Kieran. I know you don't get too excited about links and that. What are you saying about this disappointing window? Like you, yeah.
Well, I'm not as disappointed as most because it's sort of what I expected up until the last couple of days. I never expected anything early like a lot of people did. I knew we'd wait to the end, but having said that, I did think we'd sneak in a couple right at the end. I still thought, you know, it's strengthening a couple of positions, sure. You know, and the more it went on, and I woke up this morning and watched a couple of things, I know it's not. And that's surprising. Now, I know that a lot of this is down to Moyes. I'm not sure, you know, how much you blame him, how much you blame the board, but you can only go by his comment. And every comment he's made after a game, especially after Leeds game, when the reporter asked him about transfers, you must be working day and night, and his reply was, I can't guarantee any. That gave me less hope. He said, I can't guarantee any signing. So I went, wow, that's not what I wanted to hear. I wanted to have some, you know, all I wanted him to say was, yeah, we're working on it, we think we'll have deals through. No, there was none of that. It was all negative, and I went, wow, maybe he's not. I had a funny feeling that he put all his eggs in one basket with Lingard again, and that's why we didn't get the striker. I don't think he was looking for a striker. I think he thought that he would get Lingard and do exactly what he did last year, was get Lingard instead of a striker, and then the first thing he could say, see, I told you, we didn't need a striker, we got Lingard. But it hasn't happened, and now I think it's shot him in the foot, to be honest. That's, I think, where we're at. So, yeah, very disappointing, but to really judge him, Moyes, you're going to have to wait to the end of the season and see where our league position is. Because if he still finishes in the top 6, well, maybe he was right. If we finish 8 or below, then he's going to get a hell of a backlash. Because it is, to me, there's more chance to finish 8th now than 6th. Because of the injury situation, because of lack of depth. And the same as Leeds there. Leeds have got a bloody good side if they could ever keep them fit. I mean, this year it's been horrendous for them. So to not have backup to them, all them injured players, it to me could be suicidal. Leeds ain't safe in Europe, but they're not far away from being dragged into a big relegation fight either. And when you see, because believe you me, Newcastle will get out of that. They're out. They'll be out of that. They won't be one of the 3 going down. Everton, they're making moves to get away from it all. Burnley have even signed a striker, you know. A big lad up front. Even they got rid of Woods but brought another striker.
But who's the striker they brought in? Who did they bring in?
Yeah, I don't know his name myself,
but they've signed.
He's a big
they've
lad.
signed Orsic as well. You know, the guy that scored a wonder goal against us in Europe, and he scored a hat-trick against Spurs the season before. They've signed him as well. So Orsic, but he's not a striker. He's more of a. So they've signed someone else as well. So I'm saying, this is what I'm saying, right? Newcastle have spent the money needed to get out of to survive. West Ham haven't spent the money to give ourselves the best chance of finishing in the top 6 and the best chance of winning Europa. And there lies the difference to me. That's what, And
like I said, really, it's got to lay at Moyes' feet. I mean, you can only go by what he's telling you, unless he's lying to us. He said the board had backed him 100%. They've given him money. This is his words, not mine. They've given him money, but I can't find the player I want yet. Now, he had months before that, you know, the window opened, and then we're a month into the window, and he still can't find a player he wants. Now, if he really wanted to let a car, that was a tap-in signing, right? It was a tap-in signing, mate. They wanted to sell Marseille because they're facing a transfer embargo after this window. They want to sell players to get players in, right? They want money. Now, they wouldn't agree to it because West Ham wanted a loan to buy. Right? No, Marseille said he just pays the money, whatever it was, 15 mil or whatever, and you can have him. West Ham wouldn't do it. Now, if Moyes really wanted him, surely he would have got him. I don't think he wanted him.
Exactly.
He might have tried him out. He might have tried
Good
him out
price
on
as
loan.
well. Really good price for that car.
Right, let's get to the comment. Let me remove this so we can, because the comments affect. Right, so because Harmony made a good point here, and we've fallen a bit behind. Right, here we go. Harmony said, it takes 6 months to a year for new players to learn our system. We are 30 to 40 players who already know it. Okay, they are young, but they are trusted to handle it if selected. Stuart and Lee, what do you think about that?
Well, you can't rely on us on under 23s because I'm sorry to say this, Armani, but they've been relegated from their league. I know it's only under 23s league, but they're all but relegated from the league. If they were good enough at Premiership, they'd be good enough to handle that league, and they haven't been. They simply haven't been. I'm sorry. People can say whatever they want about the under 23s, but it's the proof's in pudding that they got relegated in the under 23s league. So if they can't cope with that under 23s league, they've got no chance of coping with Premiership. No chance whatsoever. It's as simple as that. I'm sorry, Amani, but that's how it is. It's as simple as that, love.
Right, Max has said Villa signed Robin Olsen too. Now the name is familiar. What position does he play? Does anyone know who this is? Robin Olsen.
Yeah, like I said, the name's familiar, but
Yeah, I can't think.
Villa are making serious moves, mate.
Exactly.
Villa are now threatening us. That's what they're doing. They're going to threaten our position, and they're strengthening all the time, and we're not. That's where we're headed.
Good evening, Budgie, mate.
Good evening, Titch. Good evening, Stuart.
Budgie.
Lee. Good evening, Ernie. How are you? And Cam, how are you, buddy?
Yeah, buddy, mate.
Yeah, I'll just
right, let me.
I didn't say hello, Cam. Hello, young Lee. How's young Lee, mate? All disappointed behind there hiding? I bet you are. Not as disappointed as us, eh?
Because you know what it is, though, right? This is supposed to, we've been promoted to Premiership, second season in Premiership. This is when Lee should be going to college, getting excited, getting his phone out, not getting your phone out, don't do that, that's one thing. But, looking to see every now and again who we've signed and stuff, but there's been nothing.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing. Not even a bit of good news. Nothing.
So look, we're all sitting here, 5, 6 of us, and none of us have got anything to cheer about in regards to signings. Then we have Max in the building. Arsenal, nothing from them, and they look like they're going to be losing possibly Aubameyang to Barca. Now, this is the thing. Now, going back to Aubameyang. Now, as far as I'm aware, the story was his mum was sick and he returned late. Right? Now, I just think that you as the manager, rather than trying to let everybody know I'm the boss, you have a conversation with him. Then you go out in front of the squad and say, look, his mum was ill, boom, 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 and you move on. The fact that you're going to let him go, but not sign a replacement is bad business, because Arsenal are looking good this season. Top 4, top 6 is definitely within their grasp. So to let a striker go, but not, replace him I think that's bad business from Arsenal. Just like, so Max is...
There might be more than meets the eye with him and Arteta, I think. But still, if you're a decent enough manager, this is he is a striker. He's a big part of Arsenal. You need to just sort it out. Sit down in the bloody room and sort it out, mate. And
exactly.
Arteta's not doing that. I think Arteta's another stubborn git like a Moyes. He won't compromise. And I think that's what he's done.
All right. Let me get through the comments and then we'll hear from Budgie, because... Right, so Big Mally says quite a few Newcastle fans are still not happy. I would say you ungrateful little. That's what I would say to them.
Exactly that.
You cheeky bugger.
I was just thinking, kids in the sweet shop.
Yeah. You jokers. Harmony.
Little brat.
Cooper, Bamford, Firpo, Forshaw, senior players all returning soon, also, as well as others and young ones too. See, from an outside point of view, I feel that Leeds are not going down. So. For me personally, you lot with the still with players missing, you turn it on against West Ham and you lost the follow-up game to Newcastle. But I'm saying, like, it's still, you lot have still got those performances in you, and I just feel that there's 3 much worse teams than Leeds that will go down. So, yeah, I would say, yeah, exactly.
I would say Leeds are fairly safe.
Yeah, I think so too. So, yeah, maybe they are saving their money till the summer, maybe. So I just think out of West Ham and Leeds, West Ham needed to spend more than Leeds did. That's what I feel. What about you, Stuart? Between the two clubs?
We needed players on loan at the beginning of January. When we had all those problems. I still think we need players now. You know, I think it's a bit too late, but I still think we need the players now. Even for cover, even if it's on loan till the end of the season, then decide what's happening with Bielsa at the end of the season. See what he wants to do. But for some reason, he seems to be in control of when he wants to go. I think anyway, and then decide then which way we take a club, because we've regressed. We haven't progressed this season. We haven't progressed from last season. It's been poor, if I'm honest. Any other manager only winning, 5 games we've won, would have been sacked by now.
Yeah.
But because it's Bielsa, you know what I mean? It's okay.
Do you think Bielsa's job is safe? Yeah,
I think Bielsa's job's safe. Yeah, I don't think that Leeds dare sack him. They won't dare sack him because all fans are in the love him. You know, it's Bielsa blinkers where, you know, they don't see anything else. Whereas me, I'm seeing.
Well, he got you to the Premiership and he's kept you there. So, you know, it's kind of understandable to some degree, isn't it, really, when you think about it? You know.
Oh, yeah, of course it is, but I still think you need to look at the bigger picture, would you?
Yeah, I agree. So, you know, theoretically speaking, then, Stuart, would you sort of be in favour of, say, for example, let's just say Bielsa being removed or sacked or however you want to put it, and then say somebody like Sam Allardyce being appointed?
No. I say this: if you sack Bielsa, we're going to go down. And I'd say the reason why we're going to go down because we've still got a lot of Championship mediocre players. The only chance we've got of surviving with them players is Bielsa, and that's only because he knows them inside and out. Now, if you're wanting to progress, you've got to bring in better players than what you've already got. And Bielsa is too stubborn, is too loyal. There's players who should be dropped, who aren't being dropped. There's players who should be playing, who aren't getting on, you know, who aren't playing. So you know what I mean? It's a double-edged sword with him. I think in summer, if he decides to go, I think that's when Leeds will need to look at a plan B, because at the moment all they're seeing is plan A.
I think though that Stuart, they think that Leeds are playing with fire there. I mean, if all right, we haven't bought anybody, and what it might cost us is Europe next year. But the worst, probably 8th and 9th, we could finish. You might lose the Premier League. That's the difference to me. That's a much more bigger gamble to take on what the players you've got, not to strengthen. When you see the likes of Newcastle spending what they've done, and I fully expect them to get out of it. Even Norwich have rallied lately. They put a couple of wins on the board. You know, it's a risky game to play if you haven't got the players and these injuries keep persisting. You could easily be dragged into it. So, and Everton are strengthening as well, aren't they? So
yeah. Well, we're 15th. We're 15th at the moment, aren't we? I think I said. I think we're 7 points clear of 17 relegation places. That 7 points can be up within 2 games.
Very quickly, yeah.
Also, Everton have signed Donny van der Beek on loan. Now, watch this, yeah? West Ham fans in this chat. Would you have taken Nat Phillips on loan until the end of the season?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I've just gone to Sky Sports and he's gone to Bournemouth on loan. How come You understand what I'm saying to you? Like, why can't we get these players on loan, but yet they can go to the Championship on loan?
That was my question earlier on the group chat.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know this.
Kind of. That was my question. I mean, I put on there that that he'd gone to Bournemouth, and you know, even you, Cam, you put up laughing faces as well. And then I think it was in that group chat. Might have been in my darts one actually, thinking about it. But I said, how is it that West Ham, you know, can have an interest in a player, and then, you know, all of a sudden he goes on loan to another club, or you know, or you know, it's like, you know, Diaz that City have just signed. Is it Diaz?
No, Liverpool or Alvarez has gone to City.
Alvarez gone to City. We were looking at him like 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
no,
were
but
talking about him
it's
3 months
obvious
ago.
with Nat Phillips. Moyes didn't want him. And this is what I'm
Yeah.
going to give a lot of the blame to Moyes. Moyes didn't want him, obviously, because that wouldn't have been hard, would it? To get him,
Nah.
Nat Phillips from Liverpool. If he's prepared to go to Championship side and low, I'm sure we could have got him if he'd wanted him. He didn't want him. I don't think he wanted Coletta, right? No, I don't think he was ever interested in him. There's no way that Moyes was interested in signing Phillips or Rafinha. That's all nonsense, right?
Yeah, that's nonsense.
Moyes has got to take a lot of the brunt here. Stop being so fucking picky and get a player in. We needed cover. He decided not to do it. You mean Ericsson's gone to Brentford?
Yeah,
got 18 minutes, Kieran.
Your scout now doesn't know that's going to happen. That would have been a bad signing. When Everton got the boy from Man United on loan, couldn't you be a part of that? You know what are you doing, Roy? Because I don't.
I mean,
believe...
I can't understand that Martial's gone abroad on loan.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we're screaming out for a bloody striker. What the fuck is he doing?
We are.
What is he doing, though?
Moyes ain't. I don't think Moyes was looking for a striker. Like he didn't last.
If they won't give us Lingard,
3 windows now. 3 windows hasn't bought a striker. 3 windows. He was never looking for one.
Right. Before Stuart addresses this comment from Harmony, right, 51 minutes ago, Brighton signed Undav and Baker Boa, but pull out of Enciso deal. I don't know any of those players, but Brighton have signed 2 and they pulled out of another player, so they're making signings. See what I'm saying?
Chasing Basuma, weren't they?
Right,
I ain't
Stuart,
that far from Brighton.
you're going to
Wonder
switch.
how good I was looking at blue and white striped shirt.
Stuart, what are you going to say to Harmony's comment here? Can you see that?
I can, yes, and I'm right. I've got the table standings here for the under 23s. There's 14 teams in the under 23s. Leeds United are 12th, so and 2 go down. 13 and 14 go down. We have played 18 games. We're on 16 points. But Blackburn have played 17 games and on 15 points, and Derby have played 16 games and on 14 points. So we're 1 point clear. We've played 1 game more than Blackburn, 2 games more than Derby, so we're all nearly relegated. I've got it here. It's there. It's there on my phone.
They're bottom of the league at best, aren't they? They're the bottom of the league.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it doesn't bode well.
It's on my phone. League follows.
I'm under 23 is second.
We
So we
we lose or we draw, we win or we lose. So yeah.
Right, just quickly, you lot. This is not all of them, but this has got. I'll show you some deals that if we haven't spoke about them. Christian Eriksen's gone to Brentford for free. Wout Weghorst, who Mali just informed us, Wolfsburg to Burnley, undisclosed. Julian Alvarez, River Plate to Man City, 14 mil. Bentancur from Juve to Tottenham. Dejan Kulusevski, Juventus to Tottenham on loan. Matt Target, Aston Villa to Newcastle, loan. Dennis Undav, Royal Union to Brighton, 6 million. Donny van der Beek, Man United, Everton, loan. Austin Trusty, Colorado Rapids to Arsenal, undisclosed. So I don't know if he's a youngster or... But yeah, so Arsenal, Max have actually signed someone. Because Max was in there like, yeah, we ain't signed no one either. Mateta from Palace, that's been made into a permanent. Armani Richards, Arsenal to Leicester. That's all this is showing at the minute. As maybe they're in the last however long. But obviously West Ham and Leeds is not in that list at all. Do you lot think, do you think that Moyes and West Ham were looking at the Benrahma and Algeria situation, and if they made it to the final, we might sign someone. If we don't, he's rubbing his hands like we got Benrahma back early. Do you think that played a part in not signing anybody?
Not for me, no.
Not at all.
No, I think it's more a case of Moyes having his eyes on certain players, and if he can't get them, he ain't going to sign no one. I think it's just more a case of that. I think he's just digging his heels in, saying, I'm the gaffer around here. I decide who I want to play for me. And if I can't get them, I'll wait until the next window and I'll try again. If I can't get them, then I'll try in the next window. I think that's what he's been doing. And I think, to be fair with you and to be perfectly honest with you, I think Jesse Lingard last season was literally just an emergency stopgap. I've got to have somebody. And Lingard was available. I've worked with him before. I'll have him for a few months. Let's see how that goes. He's done a job for us. We're all screaming for his signature. And he's going, nah, he's done a job for me. I don't need him anymore. I want this man. Do you know what I mean? I think there's a lot of that in it. I think a lot of it is to do with, the fact that Moyes doesn't fancy certain players and, just won't go for second best.
Right. Harmony says, read the bloody comments, Stu. We have been using our under 18s. She's after you, mate.
Yeah, well, if you look at the table, it's an under 23s league, so I don't care. We're under 23s league, and we've almost got relegated with them, so I'm not bothered.
Right.
Check your phone for me, please, brother.
Okay.
Harmony's a bit grumpy about this transfer window.
I think she's realised how much ticket prices are for certain games,
Right. Big Mally says, would Nat Phillips have got game time at West Ham? I'll let any of you, Cams, Kieran, or would you lot can answer that.
I believe
if Diop can get game time, I'd say
yeah, I believe he would have done. Is there any news on Diop's Newcastle then, or what?
I think that's in the
Yeah,
bin.
not happening.
No. I suppose when you think about it, he's not signing anyone, so why would he want to sell at the moment an integral player in the squad? Because although he's third choice, it's still only the third central defender he's got that's fit. So he's only got 3 fit defenders, so he's got no choice but to keep them, has he really? Now,
Davey said that Newcastle apparently bid or were going to bid 8 mil for Diop.
Yeah.
8 mil.
Right. They bid 8 mil. West Ham rejected it outright. So.
Yeah.
But they paid 25 mil for Chris Wood. You want to pay us £8 million for a centre back in this day and age who's young?
He cost us over 20 million.
22 million we paid for him.
22, we paid
8 mil.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's what happens when everybody in the West Ham community slag him off after every game. So these teams going, well, he must be crap, but we'll only offer him 8 mil.
Yeah, he must be crap because Budgie said he was shit.
Budgie only gave him a 4.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we listen to Budgie.
All right.
Nobody listens to Budgie.
Harmony says Hammers will finish top 5 easily. I'll let you lot respond to that.
Harmony, what are you watching? Are you kidding me?
Harmony, take me to
Easily.
wherever it
If
is
it
you
was
are
easy,
and give
we
me a
wouldn't be
pint
worried
of
about
whatever
this
you're
window.
drinking.
God.
Cams?
I just said something before you carry on.
Yeah.
I love you, Harmony.
I know other things. I'll be honest with you.
Well,
We've made no signings.
What you say, Cams?
Oh, go on, sorry, mate. I was going to say, we've made no signings, and that reason being is obviously because David Moyes has faith in the squad. Let's be honest with you. If he didn't, we would have had signings in. So
Exactly.
I have faith in Moyes, and if he reckons this squad can take us to where he wants to go,
I don't have any faith in Moyes, and it's one of the reasons I've never been a great fan of Moyes, is because this part of him. We all accept he's done a great job since he's come in, and it was a great move to bring him in. But this part of him does my head in, and it's been doing my head in now for 3-4 winters, where we obviously need to strengthen in one position, he doesn't do it. But if he finishes in the top 6, well, he's proved me wrong again. You know, that's why I'm not going to judge him too badly until the end of the season. If we finish 8th or 9th, then I think he's really cocked up. It's really about where we. He has got faith in the squad, Cam. You're right. He obviously thinks we can still do it for what we got. History tells you you can't. You can't fight on 3 fronts with the squad we've got. And
who says he wants to?
Yeah, who says he wants to?
He might only want league positions just so that he can get us into the Champions League. I think that's what he wants. And I think at the moment he's concentrating because, let's be fair, we've had a very up and down second part of the season so far, and I think David Moyes is really gearing up for the onset of the European games. Because I think he's got his eyes set on getting us into the Champions League just so that he can sort of basically, before he leaves, at some point he's going to, isn't he? But before he does, I think he's going to want to say, well, I've got West Ham to the Champions League. You know, I don't see a lot of motivation in David Moyes at the moment. You know, I mean, he's not, as we've been saying, he's not made any signings. He hasn't really come out and said that, you know, I'm interested in looking for a central defender, or I'm looking for a, right-sided centre back or something. You know, he's not said anything. And to me, I mean, there's stuff. There's keeping stuff close to your chest, but then there's also like,
give the fans some hope.
Caring. Yeah, not
give
caring.
The fans some hope. Just say, even if you're lying, just say we're trying to get this player over the line. He's not even doing that. He said, I can't guarantee anything.
I mean, there's reports or rumours or whatever you want to put it, that there was an official statement that from Leeds that they'd rejected a £50 million bid for Rafinha, was it? Yes, it was. So what's the actual truth on that then? Because
I'm not so sure there is any proof on that we actually bid. Do you know what? As silly as it could be, Budge, do you know what we played when we lost to Leeds in that game? Oh, obviously, all them boys are in the boardroom afterwards. It could have been Sullivan saying to their CEO, at least, mate, I'll give you 50 mil to Rafinha. What do you reckon? And he's gone, no, don't be shit. What about Phillips then? I might give you 50
exactly.
Mil. And he's going, nah. We ain't selling them. That could have been his bid. That could have been it. Right?
Exactly.
Somebody's reported that. I'm not sure there's anything official in writing for a bid or a rejection. I'd like to see it. If there is.
Harmony said, Kinnear, is it Joe Kinnear or is it another Kinnear? He must be.
Yeah.
Oh,
exactly.
He has confirmed there was no bid for Calvin Phillips. She's put that in this stream in the comments. She said there weren't no bid for Phillips. I don't know about Rafinha, but Phillips, no.
Little chat in the boardroom.
Over some wine, cheese and crackers.
Yeah, exactly that. Exactly that, mate. Yeah. Sure. I bet he was just joking to him, so I'll give you 50 mil, mate. You could. Now, if Rafinha leaves at the end of the season, he'll be 70 mil plus.
Not going to West Ham either. He'll be going Bayern Munich or.
Yeah, like I said in the chat, it's probably more like £100 and Leeds have to pay their cab fare to London.
Anyway.
Right. Big Mally says, what you say about Moyes? What you say about Moyes echoes what many think about Bielsa. This is what Stuart has said many times, that they're both very stubborn and cut off their nose, spite their face type of.
In their ways.
Yeah.
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 Um,
In fact, we spoke to you, Stuart, about that on that Uncaged on the Saturday before the FA Cup game.
yeah.
We spoke about that very thing. We had about a 10-minute conversation on that.
Yeah. There's a lot of similarities between, West Ham and Leeds. I mean, obviously not in league table, but I mean in the way you do business, in the way we do business, and there's a lot of similarities. There really is. It's just that I mean, the only way I can see West Ham getting Champions League football is if they win Europa League.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah, this year for sure.
What you said there, Stuart, there's a common denominator there, isn't there? Because Bielsa and Moyes are old school managers.
Yeah.
And they've got that old school stubbornness about how they want to do it. And that's it. There's no leeway. There's just, this is how I'm doing it. I don't care what other people think.
There's no plan B, not even in the tactics. It's all plan A.
If plan A don't work, try plan A again.
When you've got comments of Moyes after the game, when Antonio 60 minutes in was absolutely knackered, and his comments after that game, look, I know he was really tired, but I couldn't bring him off. Well, isn't that a fucking clue that we needed someone on the bench to bring on for him? He's absolutely shattered, and now he's now he had to go to Jamaica and play 3 games. So when we get him back, what are we going to have here? A really burnt out side player? And we can't bring in anyone to just rest him for a bit and bring him on as an impact sub for the last half hour? No. We're going to have to throw him straight in. Or what? Play young Malenko up front? Play Bowen up front? Jesus Christ. It's a worry.
I would probably, if I'm honest with you, I would probably like to see our Vlasic as a 9. I think he'd be quite useful as a 9.
All right, so Big Mally says, excellent business by Spurs if they get 40 million for Dele Alli. What do you lot think on that transfer?
Bloody hell. He's not worth 15. It's a great business.
40 mil.
And a few weeks ago, on one of the West Ham network streams, I believe it was Stell, was saying that he would go for less than 30.
What was the
40 million?
What was the final deal? Was it 40 million?
Yeah.
This says here, right, so Sky Sports, Dele Alli. Everton in talks with Tottenham over permanent move for midfielder worth 40 million. So, it might be initial and then it rises to that, yeah. So, he's having a medical. 40 million. You've just sacked Rafa, so that's cost you money. You just employed Lampard. So, and that's what Everton fans' gripe is, that it's not that they're not spending money, but they're not spending it wisely. There's no plan. Every manager they bring in has got a different philosophy, and they're going to need different players. There's no plan at Everton.
Apparently, there were a number of contentious points that Lampard pointed out on the job offer at Everton. This is like stuff that my brother's telling me because he's an absolute nut for Lampard. He loves him bits. But he was saying to me that there were some contentious points in the contracts offered to him, and he said that he wouldn't sign a contract with Everton until he saw that they were serious in the transfer market. And there were 2 players that he named, I think, that he said, there are 2 players that you're looking at. You sign them, and I'll sign. And that's why at midday today he signed the paperwork, because they had, I think it was 2 players, and that's why Lampard delayed until today.
Yeah,
in line for the job 3 days ago. But they had to secure these 2 signings, I believe, before he would sign. Just to show that they were serious about, getting him in and getting him to do the job, and not just using him as an interim.
Harmony
Well,
says
no,
Genius is
he only needed 5 minutes in the job to get these signings done. We had all
exactly right.
got nothing.
Harmony says Genius is from a different breed. Busby, Clough, Reevy, Fergie, Wenger, etc. Moyes and Bielsa are cut from the same cloth. We have another guest.
Something else
Making
is on,
his-
the window's completely.
we
It's
have-
gone 11 o'clock.
Is it done?
Yes.
Windows closed.
Why am I echoing? Right, why am I echoing? Is somebody playing YouTube?
Sorry, that's me, Martin. Sorry.
Oh. Right, we've got Ben in the building, who is a Chelsea fan. Welcome, Ben.
Hello, Martin.
And Ben, how do you think Chelsea's transfer window has gone? Another perspective, because Leeds and West Ham has been terrible. So yeah, Chelsea.
Yeah, it's been quiet, but I didn't really expect too much. I think the only issue we've got is that Chilwell's out for the season, and we've only really got Alonso as a left wing back / left back. He's had to play a back 4 recently because of that. So, but there's no one out there. I mean, people were saying get Digne, but then if we sign him, we've got 4 left backs in the summer. So, for one position. So, we tried to get Emerson back, that didn't work. There was late rumours about Dembele, but he's out of contract in the summer, so there's no point trying to buy him now. So, yeah, pretty quiet. But I didn't expect too much, to be honest.
Did you want to make signings as a Chelsea fan?
I mean, if there was a left back out there that we could have got on loan, maybe until the end of the season, perhaps. But I mean, everywhere else we're pretty much okay at the moment. I think it's more about getting people like Rudiger to extend his contract, and Christensen and Aspilicueta. I think they're the main issues, not really, incomings or outgoings, so to speak. So, yeah, but I think, I just think that we haven't really got too many problems in terms of that. It's just really left back, really. That's a bit of an issue, but that'll be all right.
All right.
Chill one.
So, from an outside point of view, what do you think of West Ham's transfer window?
Well, I mean, I think like you guys were saying that, people like Dan Burn have gone to Newcastle for pennies, and you're thinking, why aren't West Ham or, anyone else after him? He's a left-sided centre-back, what Ogbonna is.
Yeah.
Exactly the same. He's got Premier League experience. He's been playing well for Brighton, from what I see of them. He's tall, physical, he can handle any big aerial strikers he comes up against. So, yeah, I think, West Ham have missed the trick. I mean, Ogbonna's been out for how long?
How long, Kieran? Or...
6 weeks.
November.
Nah, more than 6 weeks.
Is it?
That's 3 months,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
God, yeah, of
November.
course, yeah. We're almost in February.
so the
Jesus,
manager
yeah,
and
it is.
board, they've had so long to get, to even look at targets and then wait for January to get them. But for some reason, West Ham have just been standing still. I don't get it.
And what about our striker? We've got one striker, and do you think that West Ham need another striker or another 2 strikers?
Well, yeah, I mean, Antonio's pretty, he's quite injury prone, isn't he? From over the years, he's picked up a few hamstring injuries, and I think his form has dipped due to you not having a backup striker or someone to at least compete with him, because he knows he's going to play every week, no matter how bad or how he could have a 2 out of 10 one weekend and he'll play the next. Because who else are you going to put up front? You're not going to put anyone else.
He does, Ben.
Yeah. So that's the problem. And I think even if you got, like maybe a young kid, like bring a 19, 20-year-old who's got potential, or, someone...
Occo Flex. We've been calling for Occo Flex.
We've got a few with them. We've got a few with them. We won't lie to you.
Yeah.
Our under 23s are smashing at the minute.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're leading the PL2, aren't they? By quite some margin.
We're second
as
at
well.
the minute, just a point behind City.
Oh, are we? Oh, I thought we were quite a margin ahead.
We was for
Maybe
the
games in hand.
You've got a game in hand and a point behind.
But you still, even if you're talking about Occo Flex there, we're bringing in a boy maybe to do a man's job, where, you know, an experienced centre forward is obviously the way to go. It's not, and then have them young guys on the bench to blood them. We shouldn't be relying on these young lads to take over from Antonio and rest him. It probably won't work unless they're really exceptional, no matter how well they've done in the under-23s. And I didn't expect Chelsea, Ben, I just want to say, I didn't expect Chelsea to sign anyone in this window. I think they're fairly well set. But I don't think there's enough seats in the dugout anymore. Is there for any more Chelsea players?
Yeah, there's about 400 out on loan as well. So even
let me ask you a question, Kieran. Would you rather spend 50 quid or invest 50 quid?
Spend or invest? In what context is that?
Just as it comes. Would you rather spend money or invest money? If you've got a spare 50, you'd rather spend it.
Yeah.
What about you, Stuart? I would rather invest it. What about you, Stuart?
All my investments never work, so I just spend, I just spend the bloody thing and get some enjoyment out of it.
Straight down
Cams or Ben? Cams or Ben? £50, spend or invest?
Oh, depends what I'm investing in. What I'm investing in,
yeah.
Could be anything.
Yeah, well, that's your choice. That's your choice. But
Mine's invest. 100%.
mine too.
Yeah, it's got to be invest, I reckon. You'd invest 50
If I had the
quid,
option, I'd invest my savings in a striker now. If I had the option.
So so there you go. So that question.
You are investing.
Yeah,
aren't you?
you are.
You are investing.
No, you're not. You're not. You're not. You're not.
I'm spending.
You're not. Hang on, Kieran.
Not investing.
No, if you spend money on a striker, you are not investing. You are speculating. You're gambling.
No, it can be.
Right? If you have a youth or an academy player that you've had on your books for a number of years, and he is flying in PL2, and you think, I need another striker. Surely you're going to use the player that you've invested 3 or 4 years, time, money.
Well, that's not a question for me, is it? That's a question for David Moyes. And if David Moyes isn't doing it,
I thought you was on the phone to him regular.
Yeah, but he don't listen to me. He's blocked me.
Who does?
I've got a bit of news here, by the way. It's probably out a bit reading this. I won't lie to you because I love the man to bits. Robert Snodgrass has just been released by West Brom.
Released, yeah?
Was he on loan?
Yeah.
So what? He's without a club now.
Yeah, literally, he's got no club. He's just been by mutual agreement. Snodgrass has been released.
Hey Ben, what about he might go Chelsea as a backup left back. He's left-footed.
Oh, that'll do. Yeah, we'll take anyone.
Snodders.
I bet he ends up at Leeds.
Yeah, Leeds. Oh yeah, back to Leeds. Oh, that might happen, Budgie. You know, look at Stuart. Snodders back.
I love him. I love Snodders to pieces, but you never take players back. It never works.
Oh no, that's not always true though.
It is at Leeds.
Sometimes. Well, I suppose at Leeds, yeah.
We've had a few. I think they're coming back to spare wheels, some of them.
Because right now, I'd take Arnautovic back.
Right now, I'd take Salah and De Bruyne back as well.
And Lukaku. Oh no, you've got Lukaku already.
But
right now, that window shut 11 minutes ago.
Yeah.
But in the like a space where you can bring in out of contract players. In such a-
Only if you're still in talks, like for example, Dele Alli's just officially signed for Everton now. If you know what I mean, like them talks have been going on, and they can carry.
What, it's
on
done
until,
now?
You know, the deal's done or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, Stuart,
No,
free
it's
agents.
for half an hour past. Isn't it?
Yeah. Free agent Stuart can go at any time. So don't worry, you will get Snodders back because he's free. So you can get him tomorrow.
I remember when we got rid of that Thomas Brolin. And we still be more and in the rank club after we got rid of him than when he was actually with us.
He didn't want to go.
No, he was like a bad smelly one.
Hold on a minute. We've just released Snodgrass. When
Who?
West Ham have just released him. Yeah. West Ham have just released Snodgrass tonight. Yeah. Is that what you're saying, Cam?
No, West Brom.
West Brom.
Oh, West Brom.
Yeah.
Oh. It'll be us that pick him up tomorrow morning then. You know what I mean? We'll go, we got the signing we was looking for. Robert Snodgrass, and we'll go.
And Wilshere could come back too, eh?
Wilshere, yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right,
lads. Here's the signings we've been working on: Snodgrass, Arnautovic, and Wiltshire.
All right. Listen, let's be realistic to our clubs. Yeah, I'm going to ask Ben, Stuart, and then us. If you could have made one signing, that you felt would have made a difference to your team, and realistic. Well, Stuart, you can't say Mbappe, but Ben can because it's Chelsea. So who would you say, Stuart, if you could bring in one player at Leeds that you felt would make a difference this season? Who would you have brought in? Martial, yeah?
Good shout.
But remember, he's on 250 grand a week. He's on 250 grand a week.
Well, he's got to take a pay cut then, money. You know what I mean? He's not going to get any time with Man United, is it?
And I don't think he's the type of player that's up for a dogfight, Martial.
Yeah, I know what you mean. He's kind of
a fair weather player.
For that. Yeah. But he would have worked well in the league setup though. That is a good shout, Stuart. I like that shout. I'd like to have seen him play for Leeds, if I'm honest. It's a good shout.
He would have suited Leeds' style of football.
That's exactly what I mean. Come on then, Ben. Who you got?
Yeah, Ben. Who would you for Chelsea? Like, someone that's going to make a difference in this season.
How many more strikers do you want, Ben?
Well, we wanted Dembele tonight. I don't know what he wouldn't have made I don't think a big difference. I mean, the only position is a left back. Really, that's the only. So maybe like Digne or someone like that.
Luca Digne,
Emerson
back. Yeah, that's it really. Realistically,
and
a left back.
Ben, I was wondering because there's a guy I always liked at the beginning when it got to Chelsea was Pulisic. What's your thoughts on him?
Yeah,
you see him every week.
Well, he had when we had COVID and we were playing during lockdown. That the back end of the season when we were playing in June, July, he was probably our best player. And then he got injured in the FA Cup final against Arsenal, and then he hasn't recovered since then. His pace has gone. He's really? Slow. Yeah, he's just.
I heard a rumour that Frank Lampard approached Chelsea to have him on loan.
Everton? Mm.
Yeah, that's what my brother told me today. My brother's a Chelsea fan as well.
Oh, okay.
And he told me that Frank Lampard, and apparently whoever it was that's in charge of recruitment at Chelsea just sort of laughed and went, "Yeah, go on, Frank. Who else have you got in mind?"
He was rapid.
He wanted Pulisic, and there was another player he was looking at as well. One of the younger.
I think Barkley as well. We might have been looking at to return.
He might have been, yeah. No, it was one of the younger. I think he's a left-sided midfielder, actually. If I'm honest with you, one of the young Chelsea players.
Oh,
yes, Odoi. Odoi. Yeah, and
Yeah.
apparently, I think according to my brother, I mean, I don't know good his information is, but he said that basically Frank was told absolutely no as far as politics is concerned. Hudson Odoi, it was a possibility. Hello, Davey.
How you doing, Jack?
Is someone playing YouTube? Because it's echoing.
Yeah, let's got the telly on.
I've got the TV on, but the music.
It's gone now. It's gone.
Oh, that was
Davey,
me.
how you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. That was me playing YouTube. I didn't realise it was on the other tab. Yeah. So.
Alright, Davey.
No, I'm glad, man. What's going on there? My head was in the sand bucket, man.
Davey, what are you saying about our lack of transfer activity?
It's a joke. It's an absolute. I think it's a joke. And you know, I just hope that we don't live to regret it because we're in such a good position. No signings at all. That's crazy. I don't know if he's gone out, but come on, man. It's like, you know, if they just got a striker in and nobody else, I would have said, well, you know, considering what Moyes has said, he's not going to bring in. They tried, couldn't get nobody else. Fair enough, but nobody at all. You must have something up his sleeve, something big that we don't know. It's almost like I don't really want to tempt by saying it, but it's not a good look, is it? Not a good look. Everybody else, you know, exception of Chelsea, which they probably don't need, it's strengthened.
Somebody mentioned in one of the group chats earlier that you know, it's always a possibility that we've already made signings and they've just been, you know, gagged until, you know, the last possible moment.
No, but they would be that'd be announced by now, yeah.
Yeah, no, it can't have happened. So, you know, I mean, whoever it was that said that's just been shot out the window.
Yeah, that's why you can't.
So right for mentioning it, actually, but there you go.
All right, Davey. I asked. Obviously, Stuart's answered. Ben's answered. If you could have made just one signing for West Ham that's realistic to us, like that we could afford, who would you have brought in? Like if we had one signing.
If we could have made one signing, it would have been a striker. I mean, if we could have got him, I know it wouldn't have happened, but if we could have got him, I would have taken Rafinha, obviously. But more realistically, I would have taken Origi. You know, because I think it would have added something to us. He can play wide, he can play through the middle, he can score goals, and it's help for Antonio. You know, if he's not doing well or that he needs to rest.
He gets a decent amount of assists as well, doesn't he? So.
Yeah.
I've always been shouting his name.
I saw this was Stuart, and then when David said Rafinha, this was Stuart. Like, hey, hey,
ain't happening.
All right, Cams, who would you have signed? One signing. Who would you have signed in this window if it was only limited to one? Well, we got none. That's a bonus.
I'm realistically like we'll have to go for a top striker, if you know what I mean. But being more realistic, like I said earlier on, I'd have been happy if we'd just bagged Lingard today and no one else, because, like I said, the passion I have for the kid after he made his debut for us is unreal. And I'm a bit heartbroken that we didn't get a signature today, to be honest with you, because a lot of things started piping up, and I kept skiving off work running to my phones, trying to stay updated with what was going on, and I would have been disappointed when I found out we couldn't get in.
Lingard.
But unrealistically, like I said, top striker, I'll go for like Haaland or something daft, just for the top striker, because we need it.
That's that definitely. All right, Kieran, what about you? If you could make one signing.
Do you know the guy I like? I don't know. I'm not going to go for the big names, but the guy I've really been impressed with, and it's another one of yours. You know that 600 pen that you've got out on loan?
Yeah.
It's one of them, right? And it's that Brozier at Southampton.
Yeah,
I like the look of that boy, mate. If I thought that, Chelsea could drag him back and sell him to us, I would. But I'd imagine Chelsea might have plans for that boy, because I think he is a talent, and I think he's going to come good. And I don't think he'll be at Southampton next year. But yeah, I like that boy.
Ben,
he's done well.
Did you know about him, Ben, before going to Southampton?
No, he made his debut under Frank when Lampard was manager. He come on against can't remember who it was against, but we were winning quite comfortably, and he come on. And no, he didn't really, you know, it was only 15, 20 minutes. He didn't really show too much, can't really show much in that time. But he signed a new contract before he went on loan to Southampton. So they must have rated him quite highly. So, yeah, I didn't think he was this good, though. I haven't really seen much of him. But for Southampton, he's been outstanding. Yeah.
Budgie. David, have you met Budgie before? You haven't, have you? You ain't met Budgie, have you?
Yeah, how are you doing, Budgie?
Hi, how are you, David? You all right, mate?
Good, mate.
Calvert-Lewin, you said. Why?
Easy. It's just easy. He's a striker. He knows where the back of the net is. He's a worker. He runs around the pitch like a greyhound. You know, he's got a really good attitude, and you know, you don't hear no negative stories about the boy. You don't see him, you know, lurking around in the bushes looking for his girlfriend and all that kind of shit. Yeah. So, yeah, sorry, but you know, the boy's got a good, clean record, you know, and you know, I don't mean to be rude, but David Moyes seems to like that kind of player. You know, I think he kind of likes the players with a good reputation, you know, off the pitch, you know, and Calvert-Lewin, you never hear anything about the boy other than what he does on the field. So, yeah, for me.
The one to worry about.
You know, really.
Okay, my signing would be if we could get a doctor in who could fix Ogbonna today and he's back, that would be the signing I would have done. I've got someone to fix Ogbonna. That's what I would have done. Yeah.
You just want a surgeon then, not a flyer.
Yeah, a surgeon that can somehow have him ready for tomorrow and he's good to go again. Because, you know, we need a striker, we need a centre back, but I think, you know what, we need a centre back more than we need a striker. So give me
a wizard.
Oh, a wizard, yeah. Wizard from Oz. Yeah, the wizard from Oz. All right, Stuart. Now, it's all said and done. If you was, you know, someone gave you £1 million, they said put this on one position that Leeds are going to finish. Where would Leeds finish the season after today?
Roughly where we are now, 15th.
15th, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think we'll finish in top half. Definitely not. But I still don't think we're going to get relegated.
Nah.
But I do think we're in a relegation battle. I think it's going to be close to coming end of the season.
What about you, Lee? Lee, where do you think Leeds are going to finish?
Probably 10th.
10th.
Yeah.
You're smoking something, you.
Alright, Ben. What about Chelsea, Ben? If you had, you know, someone put that money on one position, where would you say Chelsea's going to finish?
I think third, where we are now. I'd be disappointed if we come below third. I think United are, you know, hot and cold, aren't they? They win, they lose, so inconsistent. Arsenal are better than us. Spurs will compete, but they won't get third.
Yeah.
If we can nick second, I think that'll be all right. But third, no lower than third, I think.
Davido, where would you say West Ham is going to finish? This would be interesting. There's 5 of us here. Where do you think West Ham? One position.
Where have we got it?
Yeah.
Oh, now that we've got money burning a hole in our pocket, so we don't want to spend it. Actually, before I say anything, it's funny. I was reading the comments online, and they said, "What was the use of appointing Rob Newman earlier in the season and having the new chairman come on board with all that funds? We don't want to use it. Makes no sense to me." Anyway, get back to the question, Mark. I mean, I'd like us to finish in the sixth, but I can't see it happening. So I would say, with a heavy heart, 8th.
8th, yeah.
Yeah.
Cams, one position.
I'll go same as Davey. I'd be happy with 6th. I'd be really happy with 6th, but I'd say 8th. And I'll also point out that I noticed Ben missed out one team when he was mentioned in the top 7 that could take the 3rd place. And I can't say I do respect it, like in fairness, but
who?
Ben, when he was mentioning about people catching up to Chelsea for that third spot, he said
he didn't
top 7, but West Ham.
Oh, he didn't mention West Ham. Yeah, no chance.
I do respect it in fairness, but we are there.
Yeah. All right, Kieran. If you had money, put that on one position.
Yeah. Well, the goal should be to finish in the top 6. That's got to be our goal. And it makes you wonder if it is our goal after today, because I think we needed to strengthen to make that happen. And maybe our goal was just the European competition and put all our eggs in one basket and see if we can make a statement in that. I think that's a big gamble myself. Not even knowing who we're going to draw,
Exactly.
So, I think there's every chance to finish 7th or 8th. So I'm probably with Davey. With that strengthening now, like I said, with a couple of more injuries, then we've really got problems, haven't we? So I think the chances are we'll finish 8th.
8th as well. Budgie?
Well, I'm going to rock the boat a little bit. I think we're going to finish 5th.
5th, yeah?
Yeah. I
Ever the optimist.
I also want to say,
I forgot about the comments.
Big up Davey for the Ajax shirt. I love it, mate.
He's a cracker.
I've got a red one, so yeah, I love Ajax. I think they're great.
All right, one sec. I actually forgot about the comments. Bloody hell. There's not many here anyway. The only player I wanted to have for years was Jens. I don't even know who that is. Who's that, Stuart? Does anyone know that player?
Keep asking the man who he is, and she tells me. And I say, I don't know. I think he's from Denmark. I think he's a Danish player. I think.
Harmony says Leeds. Right, Harmony, is this Leeds 11th or West Ham 11th? That's got to be Leeds, isn't it?
Leeds.
If I'm going to put a figure on it, I'm going to say West Ham finished 9th after today.
Wow.
Because you got to think there's teams like Brighton who are, they're always improving. They're playing good football under a good manager. Brighton, let me just give them an example. Brighton are 9th. They've got a game in hand on us and they are 7 points behind us. Leicester have got 3 games in hand and they are 11 points behind. Villa, 2 games in hand, but look at their, the players that they've brought in. So I just think that the chasing pack have strengthened. Wolves are 3 points behind us with 2 games in hand. So we're not even, you understand, teams that we wasn't even thinking about are, Tottenham will overtake us. So yeah, I just think that these teams that we are in the same bracket as, your Wolves, Brighton, Leicester, Villa, they are doing stuff and we ain't. So I just think that, some of these teams will jump above us, and Wolves is probably going to be one of those teams. They've got no European commitment either. None of these teams have, so they're going to get more rest than West Ham, less chance of injury. So I'm going to go 9th, unfortunately. Harmony.
I think everyone knows in the Premier League, don't you? If you stand still, you go backwards.
Yep.
And that's what we're doing.
What would you say, Cam?
Oh, sorry. I was saying, one of them teams that you just mentioned, them from 8th to 11th, I think it is, Wolves, Leicester, Brighton, Villa, one of them will make Europe, I guarantee you. Whether it's Conference or Europa League, one of them will make Europe, and that's one less spot for us.
Exactly. So,
Harmony agrees with me, though.
One sec. We're getting, Tyler and Paul, thank you for joining. Let's go back to Harmony says Leeds 11th, West Ham 5th.
Yeah.
Stuart, 11th, Stuart.
You having worked with work manager now? Bloody hell! I mean, I don't think we're going to get relegated, but we are in a relegation battle. Whether we like it or not, we're in a relegation battle. I suppose our aim is survival. That's it. That's all we've got to aim for now. Do you know what I mean? And it pains me to say that, because after the season we had last season, I thought we might have progressed. Do you know what I mean? And we haven't. Like Kieran's just said, if you get caught standing still, you fall backwards.
Exactly.
And that's what we've done.
Yeah.
Ben, as a Chelsea fan, where would you put your money on West Ham finishing if you had one position?
I think it's 7th or 8th.
Careful now, Ben. Careful, Jack.
Yeah, third.
he can come on again.
Do you know what the thing is, though, with West Ham, right? It's a unique season, isn't it? Because you're in Europa League and you should beat Kidderminster in the next round of the Cup. So you could be, April, you could be in the quarterfinals of the Europa League, quarterfinals of the FA Cup, or semi-finals of the FA Cup. And you could be competing for a European spot in the Premier League. So in that respect, it's a pretty unique season for West Ham. Hence, I think why you guys are pretty frustrated that there isn't one or two more signings through the door.
No one to strengthen.
Because it's a big opportunity, because there's Arsenal is still Arsenal, Man United are hot and cold, Spurs are transitioning under a new manager, so there's an opportunity to creep into the top 6 and sustain the top 6, top 7. But for some reason the club are not reacting, so it's a strange one.
Exactly.
We've always been slow to react, though. You know.
But it could be we're not giving where is he? This man enough credit, Moyes. You know, maybe we have a crop of really good youngsters that he's just not blooding it deliberately, and they're going to play a part in the latter part of the season because it's not adding up, is it? I mean, we're all saying it's not adding up, but he's the man in the pole position. He knows what he has. You know, he knows that he's got skill. So I would just think that he must have complete faith in some of the younger players if he needs them to bring them in and play. So maybe we can.
Could be the plan. And like I said, it's very hard to judge Moyes until you see the end of the season and figure out how final position is. And if he does get top 6, well, he was right. You know, and if he does bring in youngsters and they do well, he had a plan. If he ends up, you know, where we think in 8th, then he's blown it. He's blown that opportunity and didn't take the opportunity to strengthen and push on. But if he has this plan that we've got a big enough squad to deal with it, well, only time will tell. We'll see.
And you think that he's been asked this question numerous times, and his answer has always been consistent, top 4. So that's what he's aiming for, still.
Yeah.
So we'll have to wait and see, I suppose.
Kudus is the Swedish will be commanding, offers 100 million in about 3 years. So Harmony's got the lowdown on this up and coming future star. I've never heard of him. And right, she said her and Lee have the same supplier, and that's why they're so optimistic. Right, Tylen Paul, who is a Chelsea fan, he says West Ham 4th. I like you lot's optimism for West Ham.
Chelsea fans have more optimism than West Ham. About West Ham.
Yeah, I really can't. I can't see it. And like Kieran has said, you know, I'd gladly be proven wrong. And come the end of the season, we are in the top 6, but I can't see it. And I'm going by what I've seen recently. West Ham look dead out on their feet. Someone like Krau is not getting any minutes whatsoever. So when players could potentially be rested, the players that we thought would come in and, you know, help these players out is not happening. So we're just playing the same players week in, week out. So I just, you know, imagine Declan Rice gets injured. Imagine Antonio gets injured. If you put all your faith in he is your striker and no one else can do that role, okay, what happens if he gets injured? What happens if Zuma gets injured? You understand what I'm saying to you? We're just 1 or 2 players away from having a catastrophe, and that's my issue. Yeah, that's like, you know, we got no strength in depth, unlike a lot of these clubs, like Villa, for instance. You know, they've got a squad and are building. Look, now I can hear someone's TV, Philip Coutinho. You know what I'm saying? That's just like teasing us. Like, wow, Villa got Coutinho, they got Luca Dean. You know, even just those 2 players. But I'm saying, look at the caliber of players they're bringing in. And
have you spoken about this, Mark? I know it's because it's like transfer topic. Have you
Yeah.
spoken about the appointment of Lampard at Everton?
Sort of, just a little bit. Yeah, what's your thoughts on that?
I think he'll end in tears. I think if he's got a squad like he had at Chelsea and couldn't do any much good with it, then I can't see much better ever. Personally, that's my personal view on it. I just can't see it. I think he's lucky to get the job. He's done absolutely nothing. He had 2 seasons at Derby, couldn't get them in the Premier League. Then he got that job, Chelsea job, through the back of what he's playing there. He's realistic because he's done nothing in management. And I can't work out how he can get the Everton job in front of anybody else when he's done nothing in management. So it's just a name. He's just a name. He's just got it on his back of his name. You see, Gerrard is different. Gerrard has gone to
very good publicity company.
Put down his roots. He did Liverpool under 19s or whatever, under 23s prior to going to there. So he's got, you know what I mean? He's done his groundwork and come through and proven that he can manage.
Yeah,
and done very well at Rangers.
Gone in a hot seat that he shouldn't be in my opinion. Shouldn't be in it.
Lampard should have followed. He should have gone for the Rangers job when he had the chance. To be honest with you, he should have followed the footsteps and then see where he ended up now.
Yeah, but some of these players, they know that they're going to get handed these opportunities. He knows that. That's why he can turn down. Look at Rooney. Rooney apparently turned down Everton, and that's probably because he feels he's not ready yet. He's not ready at this moment in time, and he's still cutting his teeth. Lampard knows, listen, I'm going to get another top job. Ben, what was your thoughts on his time at Chelsea? As a manager, not as a legend, as a player. What about a manager?
I thought that the first season he was in charge, I thought was a very good season in terms of the squad we had. Transfer ban, we couldn't bring anyone in. The youngsters were used. A lot of the youngsters, it was their first full season in the Premier League. So to get into the top 4, I thought was a brilliant achievement. But then when you spend 200 million the next summer, you should challenge for the title. And we were 9th in January. So, So I think as soon as the expectation was there, he wasn't at the level to take Chelsea to the next level. So, I think in the end now we've got definitely.
And would I be right in saying, Ben, it only took Tuchel about 3 or 4 weeks to turn it all around with the same players.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he won the Champions League 4 months later. So I think he got found out a bit at his level. I'm with Davey though. I think it will end in tears at Everton.
I don't think he's a good man manager because look at the way he treated Rudiger in there. Tomorrow. He just alienate players. I mean, I think the same. What's his name played on a similar path in Arteta because they paid X amount for Bellingham. Now they let him go on the free. He's gone to Barcelona, right? But where's Arsenal hasn't replaced him? They've got no player to do what he can do.
We said this earlier about Arteta.
I don't understand it. Maybe I'm looking really too much. I'm thinking some of these managers are fortunate to have certain players. Is that they don't appreciate them. We know, right? And even though it's slightly different, we know it's a different environment. But you're not going to see eye to eye with everybody. That's fact. It's about football, isn't it? You've got to do what's best for the club, not what's best for him.
Yeah.
Do you know what gets me though, Davey? Right? They went from Ancelotti to Rafa, then down to Lampard.
Yeah.
So if Rafa couldn't do it, how's Lampard going to be able to do it?
Yeah.
I mean, we might say all this and he just zoomed Everton's up the league. He's made some decent signings. I mean, I like Dele Alli signing. I think it's a decent signing. Van der Beek's a good signing on loan. So they will definitely strengthen the squad. So we'll wait and see how he actually does.
The thing is, if his name wasn't Frank Lampard, right? What manager goes from Derby to Chelsea to
exactly? That's what I'm trying to say.
This is the thing. At Derby, he had the cream of the crop. He got all these loanees through obviously his name. He had some of the top loanees at Derby. Still couldn't get out the Championship. He's always had the cream of the crop, but he still hasn't done it. That's my point.
Yeah,
I think they turned down made the same mistake with Solskjaer. Solskjaer to me was never.
Yeah, exactly.
Who is he? Nobody, and that ended in tears. Like should have ended a year before. The year before that, it should have ended, but it didn't. They dragged on, out the door.
Yeah.
No good.
And, you know, Solskjaer's not even a Premier League manager, in my opinion. So to be in charge at Man United.
He's not even a Championship manager, mate.
No, he got Cardiff relegated, didn't he, Solskjaer?
Exactly.
He flopped at Cardiff, didn't he? He took them down. So
yeah. Right. In another place, on another channel, Magpies fans.
To be fair, though, I'd like to have seen Solskjaer still there now for another 3 years.
Yeah, for our benefit. For our benefit, exactly.
Yeah, they could have been playing Derby in 3 years.
Would be a problem still. Well, now I should say.
Yeah. Right, gentlemen,
You know-
I am going to make a move. I'm up at 5 in the morning, so
Okay, buddy.
it's almost 11:45. So, guys, thank you. Lovely meeting you all.
Thanks for
you
joining,
everybody
Budgie.
in the Chat.
Take care,
Uh,
buddy.
Take care,
pleasure.
Budgie.
Take care. See you guys.
Nice one,
Take care.
Budge. See you later. Right, you lot, we'll wrap this up in about 5 minutes. The thing is that, you know, it's a transfer show. West Ham didn't sign no one, Chelsea didn't sign no one, and Leeds didn't sign no one. So transfer window.
We got
And-
the trifecta. No signings
Yeah.
from all three clubs. Brilliant.
That's crazy. Yeah. You know, and different. You know, 3 different ambitions as well. Chelsea's. You know, their ambition is to win the league. Maybe not at this moment in time, but they still got, you know, at least one eye on that. West Ham's is to finish, I believe, in the top 6. And Leeds is to get as far away. So we've all got different aspirations, but somehow none of us have signed anybody, which I just think is, yeah, it's a bit strange. It's quite unique, I think.
I don't think it's unique for Chelsea. Like I said, I think Ben would probably agree that Chelsea have got the firepower to do well. They've got the players. I mean, they've got a hell of a squad. And Tuchel, I know they've had a little blip lately, Chelsea, but he's a great side. And I think there's another player. If I weren't on the striker for West Ham, I'd have Rudiger. I'd have Rudiger as well. I'd love to have him. But
Yeah.
I think Chelsea will do it. Like he said, I think third's realistic for Chelsea this year. I think it'd be disappointing for them if it's not that. I do think Leeds will survive. But I think they've got to be careful not to get really dragged into it, especially with their injuries. And I think out of all of us, I think we're the ones taking a gamble. Well, I'm not sure if it's even a gamble. I don't think six now is really going to be hard. Unless Moyes pulls out a bit of magic. And like I said, he's got a plan and he's going to use youngsters. But like you said, Sitch, when he's had the opportunity to rotate the squad with Krell and that, he hasn't done it. And youngsters, he hasn't done it. He just kept playing the same up and they looked absolutely fatigued. And
Exactly.
I think that will cost us. It's got to cost us in the end.
So yeah, I just think that, you know, out of us 3 fans, Chelsea, West Ham, Leeds, West Ham are going to be the most disappointed. Chelsea will get 3rd, and now they might be thinking, look, let's try and win the Europa League. I mean the Champions League, sorry. Leeds right now are fearing relegation, so they're going to be happy at the end of the season when they don't get relegated. West Ham fans a lot of them are probably still expecting top 6, and I don't think we're going to get it. So I think, you know, when the season's done, out of us 3 sets of fans, we're going to be the most disappointed in come the end of the season.
You won't be
I think we're going to be the most disappointed on this window because we had, like Ben said there, we had an opportunity to push on.
Yep.
We had an opportunity to challenge for a full score or at least cement top 6. And we've missed the opportunity. And Moyes has missed the opportunity because I'm not going to blame the board on this. This is a Moyes decision not to bring anyone in. So you have to live and die by that decision. And only time will tell.
Stuart, what was you saying?
I'll be disappointed if we get relegated because, you know, we actually, you know, we've had a window to strengthen and we haven't. So you know, that's you've got to put that on the owners and the manager. So you know, whether it's Bielsa or not, I'll be disappointed in him if we get relegated.
Yeah,
I don't think he's going anywhere.
I don't think they'll get relegated.
Leeds will be all right. I think you've got players to come back. I think you'll be all right. You've
It's
got
a
some
big gamble, though, Davey. You know what I mean?
They'll get you out of trouble.
It's a big gamble, though. You know, with all the injuries we've had, not to even bring in loan players. It's a big gamble. I mean, we shouldn't tell us at the start of this transfer window, summer transfer window in Conor Gallagher. You know, Leeds thought we were going to get him, but it chose Palace over us. And big look at
Another one, Ben. Ben, there's another one.
Yeah, another one, Ben.
Another one you got out there.
Another good player,
He should definitely be in the squad next season. I really like
He'll
him.
be in your team next season. Definitely.
Yeah,
Top player,
he's got to
top
be.
player.
The problem is
Or-
he's got Kante,
Yeah.
Jorginho, and Kovacic.
Yeah.
You know,
But-
he's got to compete against them.
Ben, you got better players out of loan than we've got in fucking team.
Chelsea's with her.
Yeah.
You
It's
got
a
production
joke.
like-
It's a joke, and you know the good thing is for them is if they do sell Gallagher, then they're gonna get 35, 40 mil. So even if they do sell him, you know there's proper money coming in for someone. So it's a win-win for Chelsea. But I think he'll go back there and fight for his place in that team next season.
And
And rightly
speaking of
so.
Chelsea, I heard that what's his name? Is it Barkley?
Yeah.
Ross Barkley, yeah.
Yeah, Ross Barkley. I heard he was offered to us and we declined it. On loan.
What in this window?
Window, yeah.
We still can't get rid of him.
Yeah, I do. There's a reason for that, Davey.
No, I mean, I would have taken personally. I would have taken.
Yeah.
It could have been. I mean, we're running short of numbers. I would have taken it for the to the end of the season.
West Ham supporters are at the stage of what we'll take Andy Carroll an hour ago.
Yeah.
You know what? Here's one for you, right? I think
Yeah.
Jermaine Defoe's out of contract, right? First Moyes, I would sign it. I just put him on the bench because even if it's the last 15 minutes,
He's from Sunderland, isn't he? He's got to live from Sunderland.
I would have
Yeah.
loved it. I would have loved it.
and he's fit.
It's a-
You know what I mean? He can't
Yeah,
play
and the thing is-
before that,
And
but
I
he
never
can
kept
get
up
a
with that. I don't know if it's done.
Davey, listen. Would I take Jermaine Defoe or no one? Of course I'll take. Yeah, that's what I was saying to you. That's where we're at now. Is that we would gladly if remember he's a free agent. He's a
he's a free
yeah.
This
He's
is
a
what
free
Moyes
agent.
has done to us. Ben,
Yeah.
take notice of this. This is what Moyes has done to us. In the
Yeah.
last 3 days, we've got
Crumbs.
Andy Carroll, Jermaine Defoe, and now what's Pyatt doing? Fuck it, just get rid of it. Enemy.
I think
Yeah.
Stuart
And-
Downey's
Even after
still
the first day
playing
of
as
the
well, isn't he?
transfer window, none of these players are going to be fucking wanted. None of them. But now, we'll have them all.
Yeah.
Not
Oh,
wrong,
Davey.
yeah, mate.
Yeah, about to say, Davey. West Brom have released Snodgrass, so he might be on the way back for us. Then that's a signing. Jeez, man. Yeah. We are.
Definitely not the second.
So this is where we're at. Yeah. So unfortunately, no news to report here, and thankfully on this channel we don't do. Nor does Stuart do it on his channel. We don't do transfer who we're linked to, and we never make videos about that. And some of these people are happy to do it because they get viewers and maybe. But for me, it's just a waste of breath, waste of time. Speaking about players that we are not going to sign. So, Dan Liebus, lad, opinions on West Ham.
Don't read it.
Who the hell is this?
Don't read it.
Young signing.
Yeah, don't read it.
Oh, okay, I get it. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That you get it, Davey.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. See, that's what it's come to now. We yeah. Right, Stuart. Before we go, what's going on the disabled team, your channel, and then Lee, what's going on your channel? What's going on? What's upcoming, Stuart?
Well, the players coming in and talking about reviews. I've got a game show coming up, what I've told you about. Don't know when that's going to happen. I've got to get everything right because, as you can see, my OBS didn't work. So, got to sort out. But that's going to be good. A game show. Reviews, previews, player ratings, and match day, and team news, and that's about it. Keep it simple. Keep it sweet. Quality over quantity. That's what we're doing.
Yep, definitely. What about you, Lee? What's coming on your channel?
Don't look at me. You made me set it up. The week off, and you made me go to what I had to do for you. Reviews. Yep.
Transfer news.
Transfer
Yeah,
news, Lee.
yeah, transfer news. Yeah.
And obviously on here we've got Cam's Corner. When he's available, he'll be putting it out. Obviously I've got Titch TV, which would just be literally just going live and chatting. We need to come up, while we're here, can we come up with a name for Davey? If Davey does do his own segment from time to time, can we get a name before we finish this stream? So you got Titch TV, Cam's Corner, something for Davey. If Davey ever just decides this, I'm going to go live by myself, and what would the name of that be? Kieran, you're good. Ben.
Corner, I'll go Davey's Den.
Glory.
Davey's Den. But that's Millwall, though, isn't it? You don't want a Millwall related. The Den.
Yeah, bad idea.
Bad
How
idea.
about Davy's Diary?
Davy's Diaries.
Oh, that's a good one.
I like that.
That's a good one.
Davy's Dugout.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, Davey, the Ian Wright lookalike.
You know, yeah, that's and then we got to get Davey to actually do it. Like, yeah, I'm sure he would in time. But yeah, if you ever,
That's one. Davey does it.
the Davey Baby Show. Oh, Hammerhead's here. Thanks for the Davey Baby Show. We'll think of something. What's this? Davey's Dilemmas. That's a good one.
Yeah.
So you got all these names. Oh, here we go. If Moyes loses games now, he can't blame anyone but himself. And if he loses enough, I want him sacked. That's from Hammerhead. You got to live and die by that sword.
Yeah. He's made his bed's got a lie in it now, hasn't he?
It's true. So Ben. Oh, here we go. One sec. The Daily Davy. See, they're coming out with some good names, boy. The Daily Davy. But then you got to do it every day.
Yeah, you got to do it.
Yeah.
No chance. They'd be like, fuck that. Ben, how was your how did you feel coming on? It's the first time you've ever done anything like this, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's good. Yeah, it's good to, just talk football, isn't it?
Yeah.
We know from, we do coaching, don't we? We always talk about West Ham and Chelsea and stuff. So no, it's good. Yeah, really good. Good opinions. Good, good debates and stuff like that. So.
Normally Ben was slagging Spurs off, but
so that's perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect.
we've got a mutual understanding. That's what I'm gonna say. So anybody that's watching or even sitting in here, Ben was the goalkeeper from the penalty shootout video that we done. Ben was in goal, and the running joke at training is that Ben bought some new boots. He bought some new shiny Adidas football boots. But Davey can, testify to this, that they don't seem to be working. Like, if we kick the ball 30 foot in the air, for some reason they're not controlling the ball. So yeah,
I think what happened, Titch. I think when you get the boots, they come in the box and everything. He took the box. He took the boots out, threw away the boots, and kept the box.
Yeah. Something's not right. But yeah, his boots.
But Martin, I'll use
the
your
edge
excuse.
going off in all different directions.
Titch, I'll use your excuse where the lights are always in they're too bright, aren't they?
The lights, on the glasses they reflect. But
the lights are too bright, so you can never bring it down.
What was your excuse? Didn't you keep missing the fucking penalty?
Nah, that was all for the entertainment. Ben and Regan, the Millwall guy, they're in it, David. They schemed against us to let Regan win. They was like, let's have a Millwall fan win on a West Ham channel. So yeah, it was all you saw it to retake and all that. So yeah, Ben and Regan was conspiring against West Ham, I think.
Yeah, it was a fair sum of cash. There was a fair sum of cash involved in the. Couldn't decline that.
Ooh, this is a good one. Davies dropping, because then that's like. Got some good names here.
Do you still do the commentary?
What's that, Davey? Say that again.
You still do the commentary in that for the non-league games and that stuff, or the younger ones?
Academy.
No, I don't do that anymore. No.
Oh, okay.
I only done that when I was at uni. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He does so he was a commentator, and he also does now he does match analysis. So he goes to the games. You know when you're betting and that, and it's got like dangerous attack or away free kick. That's what he does. He sits in the grounds and gives live updates for the betting things.
Yeah,
it is for the betting companies, isn't it?
Non-league grounds. Yeah, I do non-league and downwards, women's as well sometimes. But they usually
you done West Ham pre-season. Who was it? West Ham.
Yeah,
who you done?
Brentford.
Southend. Oh, Brentford. That's it.
Brentford. Yeah, at Brentford's ground. Yeah,
in the
1-0
in the Rams rocket them as well. Remember
what's that? What's that?
Was it Ben Rama?
Oh yeah. Yeah, Ben Rama.
Yeah, because they booed him. I think the Brentford supporters. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
goal against his ex-club, wasn't it? Big goal for him.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for everybody that's tuned in. Thanks for everybody that's took part. No news and all of that, but yeah. Stuart, any final words? We let everyone say their goodbyes and then we'll just end this. But yeah, Stuart, thanks for joining as always, and you, Lee. Any final thoughts, Stu, on today?
There's no to think about, is there? There's no, you can't be, there's no place to think about. Nothing to think about. I enjoy the show, but you know what I mean? There's not to think about, not to even talk about. I can't believe we've made this show go on for 2 hours with no silence.
Exactly. We had to create our own entertainment somehow. Kieran, what about you? After whatever.
Yeah,
how you
mate, it's one of them days, isn't it? I feared it was coming, nothing was going to happen, and it proved right. It's a shame, isn't it? And lucky enough, I slept through the night and got up this morning and missed, all the expectation of when it's coming, when it's going to happen. I didn't have to deal with any of that, so that was a good thing. Yeah. And just get up for the last 2 hours before the window shut. But as soon as I knew nothing had happened, once I got up, I went, well, it's not happening. So I'm sort of resigned to it, really. I was sort of resigned to it. And so it's not such as big as a shock as I thought it'd be. But it is very disappointing. It's really disappointing. We had a chance. We missed that chance. So unless Moyes proves us all wrong, we're just going to have to suck it up and see, aren't we? It was lovely to meet Ben there and talk to Ben on the show. He seems a really nice lad. So,
cheers, mate.
Even
nice to meet you as well.
Boys. But it's nice that, I know Ben, because he's sitting there comfortable saying, well, we've got 60 players, it don't really matter to him.
Yeah, exactly.
We can know you 1 or 2.
We're going, please, give us anyone. It's got a different transfer window than us. And you can see how relaxed he is. Not bothered.
Exactly.
He ain't bothered.
Yeah, it's a pretty comfortable seat that I'm on at the moment.
It is.
The only disappointing thing is we're not challenging for the league, but you can't have it all, I suppose.
But you could win Champions League. Now look at that, back to back.
If you win the Champions League, that would be a good shout.
Yeah, back to back wouldn't be too bad. Third European Cup would be all right. Rub it in for Tottenham even more.
Yeah, please. Davey, final thoughts?
Bittersweet, isn't it? In regards to the window. Obviously, it's not my famous last words, but I don't think we're definitely no worse off than when we were going into the window. It's just a matter of games you've got. I think Ben mentioned we're still in the FA Cup, we're still in Europa League, we're still in with a shot in the Premier League, as in top 4 or a European place, rather. Let's hope we can stay there, and fingers crossed and everything crossed that we don't get any more injuries, and we should be all right. Yeah.
Before I get onto Cam, so Kieran, Hammer says, you lot seen who's on Peach's stream, and then he's put Titch, what's your real name? So that means that, what's his name, JP or whatever he's on. Yeah. Not for me, thanks, Hammerhead. You know that guy, innit? Kieran, obviously. And you, Stuart, you know who he's talking about. You know that JP guy that one said to me, Titch, what's your real name? Remember that? He's on Peach's stream, apparently, Hammerhead says.
Really?
Right now, yeah.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Now it has gone on a downhill trend. Even though he ain't that bad, Titch.
Yeah. Right, Cam's final thoughts on this transfer window.
Like I said before, disappointing. The one thing I didn't want to happen happened. I got my hopes up towards the end of the window. And like I said, just a big load of disappointment. The end of the day, the board are happy as long as we stay away from the relegation zone. I'm not going back to the whole it's their fault, blah blah blah, because we know it's not. Like Kieran said before, it's all down to Moyes really, and let's just hope the squad put the finger up their arse and put a graft in. We're back to square one, relying on people like Yarmolenko and Masuaku to come in for the last minutes and provide what we need, like to fucking win games. And I just can't see it happening in this one. I'm completely scared to see where we end up.
Right, no, you're not a grass hammerhead. We would have learned that shortly. So don't worry, man. Trust me. Final thoughts. This is from Harmony. Hammers finished 4th. Leeds top 10 with no signings. Bielsa and Moyes are revered as gods by you all. If only. Darren's here. Take care, Darren. Thanks, Darren. I didn't even know you was here. Yeah. What's that?
He did say hello a bit earlier.
I didn't even realise. Darren, hello, and obviously goodbye. Didn't know you was here, Darren. Sorry, my bad. And final thoughts is very, very disappointing. That's it. I wasn't too, I didn't have my expectations too high, but I thought at least one player would have got signed. The longer it went on, the less likely that was. But at the start of the window, I was thinking, at least one, and it didn't happen. So, yeah, rubbish. But yeah, thanks to everyone that's tuned in. Thanks for everybody that took part in the stream, and we will see you all soon. Yeah, thanks everybody, and yeah, we'll be back on tomorrow. Sorry, Davey. Me and Davey will be doing Guess Who. Sorry, yeah, we'll be back tomorrow, or today actually. It's just gone midnight. So yeah, we'll see some of you lot tomorrow. But yeah, see you later, everybody.
Nice. See you later. Nice to meet you all as well. Take care.
One sec, Ben. We'll still be here. Ben, we'll still be here. Let me just.
Lee, Davey, Cam.
Nice one, everyone. See you later. Later. Let me end this.
Like West Ham Dutchman, you don't want to see the gang vex man pull up in 2 litre dingers and press that.